Welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I'm with the host this afternoon, Michael, followed by other host Kat.
Hello.
And other host Sage.
Hi.
And it's only been about, 6 months. That's not true, but 6 months since Kraven came out, and we're going to talk about Kraven.
Finally.
2 months.
Because literally none of us could get in the same room to record an episode about this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember I remember it.
I don't remember this movie.
Yeah,
anymore.
at all.
Gone.
I don't know why but we were dedicated to this idea, and whether or not it makes it a whole episode doesn't matter. We'll at least say we did it.
So I can give. I have a pretty good memory of the whole movie.
All right, give
because
it to me.
the whole time
I'm hoping I get reminded.
I watched this in theaters.
Same.
And I was like, you know what? That was $16 I could have saved. So, but anyway,
I thought the
that's
opposite.
what I have A-list for. I was like, yes.
I was just like, yeah, I was okay with spending $16 on this.
Well, I would, if I did have to pay, I would also agree, mostly because I think I said this to Sage or you. I don't remember. I said it to one of you, and I don't remember if it was on the podcast
you liked
or
the
not.
fight scenes,
That, like,
especially the car one.
Yeah, like Kraven to me is what I think other people like about Venom, the Venom
yeah,
movies.
you said that to me.
Okay,
and I think it was
yeah.
on the podcast. As
Okay,
well.
so where people will watch the Venom movies and be like, they're not good, but they're fun. Like, people will sit through them and enjoy them. Whereas I watch them and I'm like, I fucking hate these movies.
I love Venom.
Kraven
I
to
only
me
find
is,
the first Venom enjoyable.
Yeah, Kraven to me is I think my Venom, where I watched it and was like, turn the brain off, have fun with it.
I think my biggest problem, like, I feel like I couldn't have fun with it purely because
Man, I still gave it a 2.5. Let's not be real here.
the number of technical, like, fuck ups. I'm like, this is a major studio movie that you are putting out as your blockbuster. Why are there so many mistakes?
I mean, yeah, but at this point, I was expecting them.
I mean, they knew they fucked up enough that they were like, we're not making another one.
It's true.
That was really the nail in the coffin. But yeah, so the movie, it opens with Kraven,
The titular hunter.
the titular Kraven, and he like shows up at a prison, and then he meets his cellmate, and he's like, "Hey, we're not really gonna get to know each other because I'm gonna be out of here in 3 days."
Yes.
And it was like a super maximum security prison in like the middle of bumfuck nowhere, like snowy landscape, and then it shows him leaving, like fighting his way out of the prison, and then you see him fighting in the prison, and then it just cuts to him running in like a snowfield.
Yes.
Running away,
I do remember that,
and he's getting picked up by a helicopter, and his squad of people who I don't even think we learned these people's names.
No.
Like, they are completely irrelevant to the whole movie.
Yep.
And it makes it seem like we're gonna know about, like the movie poses it like he does like his own special operations, like vigilante justice
Which
type vibe.
he does.
I don't know much about Kraven, but I wonder if they're just like a nod to if you do know a lot about
this movie has nothing to do with Kraven.
All right, cool. I was wondering if it was one of those like
Kraven is a straight up villain.
Yeah.
Sure.
He just kills things because he likes hunting.
Well, because he
He
wants
likes
to show that he's the strongest.
Yeah,
so
and
anything that's
then
strong, that's okay. So my quarrels with the movie is, and I think this is what I said on the podcast when we like briefly touched on it right as when we saw it. So I was told about the movie before deciding to see the movie and how they fucked up it because they fucked up the characters themselves. So had I known nothing about the characters and how they're all fucked up, I think I would have enjoyed it more because I could have been like, yeah, okay, great. Like, sounds good to me. Like,
Oh no,
I
watched this movie not knowing a lick about Kraven, and
it's not even Kraven. Like, they fucked up other characters too.
I didn't really know anything about any of the characters going in, and coming out, I feel like I know just the same amount, which is 0. In terms of like,
I would say I guess I have the most, but like I'm not a big Marvel guy in terms of the comics.
Right.
Like I read them, but I'm very much more of a DC guy.
Like,
but
they made Kraven the protector of animals, which
yeah.
what the fuck is that? Like, he literally,
Because they needed to make him a good guy.
yeah, they needed to make him like redeemable,
Yeah.
but he's not. He's literally
Yeah.
supposed to be like will kill anything.
Yeah, but like,
If he thinks it looks strong, he's like,
as
nah, I'm
being-
stronger
Yeah,
and will kill it.
but like even knowing that, like, because I went into it being like, it's a Sony movie. It's never gonna be what I want it to be. And realistically,
so sad.
so like I went into it being like, it's not. Don't expect it because I won't get it.
You
So
walked
just have
in
fun.
Like, I know I'm gonna be disappointed if I turn my brain on.
Yeah, like and like,
So
but like,
sad.
and that again, it's still a 2.5 out of 5. It's
No,
but
I'm not
but
saying
like,
you're saying it's
yeah,
good.
like it's just that like, at least for me, I got to watch some alright fight scenes. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson's charismatic and hot, really hot. And that carried enough of it for me. Mostly because, I don't.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he carried the movie.
I don't really like Tom Hardy all that much, so he doesn't really carry Venom for me.
Valid.
And
I think Venom carries Venom.
yeah, and I mean,
But isn't Venom also Tom Hardy?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
But I mean more Venom himself versus, you know what I
Like
mean?
Venom's personality over
Yes,
Eddie Brock.
correct,
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he meets up with his squad, and then it cuts to a very, very long flashback sequence.
Yes.
That's like 30
Yes.
minutes long of
Yeah.
him as a teenager and his stepbrother also as a teenager.
Which, don't they fuck it up how he gets his powers? Don't
Well,
they make
Kraven
that?
doesn't have powers.
I thought he does.
There is a version of him that does.
Oh, okay.
But normal Kraven was just a guy.
Okay. So, but they fucked up the version that does have powers.
I think. I don't remember what the
You
fuck
could look
version.
it up
Yeah,
while I
yeah,
keep giving you the
go ahead.
synopsis.
Okay.
So we get this flashback, and then we meet Russell Crowe, who's their dad.
Oh, yeah, wait, sorry.
Wait, is that Russell Crowe?
I don't know. Sorry to interrupt you, though,
It
but
is.
his dad was more Kraven than Kraven was. Like, that's like another thing that
Well,
was like annoying.
well, you have to think about what they're trying to do in context of just the movie. Because the whole point why Kraven becomes Kraven, because like I guess in this context he's Kraven the Hunter, but he's just hunting bad guys.
He's
instead.
Kraven the protector of animals.
Correct. So
Weird
yeah, we meet the
take.
dad, and then the dad picks them up from their like hoity-toity private school or whatever, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, your mom is dead, and now I'm gonna take you out on a safari trip so we can go kill this big ass lion. You don't get any time to like think about the fact that your mom died, so go fuck yourselves." And then they're in the safari, and it's the dad, Kraven, his brother, and then like the dad's like business
Entourage.
goons,
Yeah.
you know.
Kraven technically gets powers by like a some kind of herbal thing he
By
takes.
what's her name?
Collect-
And
So?
no, well, the original version at least, and it was it only lasts for half an hour.
Oh, sucks.
So
So that's what he does every time?
I guess.
Okay.
He's got to have his like can of spinach Popeye
I
style.
mean, but also
well.
that was probably when he originally showed up. That I mean, nowadays he might have probably just had some kind of permanent basic boost.
right.
It's comics. Who knows?
Yeah.
Someone probably got lazy somewhere and was like, he just has some superhuman
I don't know,
strength
in
and
the-
shit.
in
He's
the-
just extra strong.
In the Spider-Man show from the like 60s, 70s, I don't know, the one that's on Disney Plus, watch the Kraven episode. And he just,
The 90s one?
I don't think it's the 90s.
Does it have like a
older.
sick guitar and it's like radioactive Spider-Man?
No.
Okay.
No, I think
Alright.
I really think it's like the 60s or 70s.
Is it moving at like 4 frames
yes
Okay.
per
it's
second, like
old.
very delayed?
But also, let's be
Yeah.
honest, not like those were very accurate with anything
Right.
either.
Yes. But he just like has a bunch of contraptions and like doesn't use them well. Like it just like
That sounds like the
He has a
60s
bunch
version.
of
Yeah, sure.
yeah, like it was really stupid. It was
it's like Batman's like bat belt, but it's like
basically
he
like,
doesn't know what's in it.
He said he had all this stuff and then
LOL.
he doesn't use it. And then I was like, okay, are you a threat? Like I
are
don't
you a threat or not? I can't tell.
like I don't know. But at the same time, like he had this giant bear trap and it was so big that Spider-Man is holding it open, right? And it is so big that if Spider-Man just took his arms out, like it would clamp
above him. So he'd be okay.
Yeah, so he is making the danger himself from like holding the bear trap.
Yeah.
Because it's just like stupidly big.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't
That's
know.
funny.
It's too corny. I can't.
That's funny. But yeah, so they're out in the safari, and then they like, I don't know what happens, but Kraven
happens.
fucks
literally.
off, and then there's this like,
he's like, I hate you, Dad.
supremely huge lion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What
And
was that
he
called?
like, I fucks the lion, and he's like, I understand you. We are one, right? And then the lion gets shot, but then like 0.3 seconds later, Calypso shows up.
Because she sensed him, and he was in danger.
She was off in
She
her
just
house
runs off.
that happened to border the safari.
They weren't they in the truck? Like they were,
I don't-
like they were driving, like with her parents. Wasn't that what
no,
happened?
she was with her grandma, I thought.
No, they did that reading, and then
The grandma
but then
gives
she was
her
with
the
her
thing.
Yeah, but then she was with her parents, and they were
Oh.
driving, and then
Oh.
she runs off.
And then she just finds him.
Yeah,
And
'cause
so
she, like,
then
sensed it
the
or
like
something.
she gives him the elixir, and then the lion's blood goes into his wound, and
Yeah.
it mixes with the elixir, and he gets his Kraven powers.
Yep.
Yeah, they just gave him permanent powers instead of.
Yeah. Gives him permanent powers. And then my memory's a little fuzzy what happens after that, because I truly like, he gets his powers, and I guess he just fucks off, and then it flashes back to like present. Where
I think
that's basically what happens.
no, maybe I think they do a montage where he's by himself. Like he goes home, but then he's moody at home.
Right. And he's like
And
figuring out, I have.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't be here, Dad. I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
And then his brother's like, please don't leave me. You
And
can't
he's like,
do
I
this.
gotta leave you for my own self-development.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
And then
Which has never worked out
Yeah,
in any story
literally.
ever.
Yeah.
and then he like calls him every year, and then
Yeah.
it's him because he goes back.
Oh, he
like takes that boat,
right.
and then he goes back to the area, and then he fights those guys,
Yeah.
like with his powers, and then it's the
flashes
future,
forward.
right?
Yeah, because then the flash forward is him meeting the brother, like at
Yes,
the dad's
for- yeah.
bar or whatever.
Yeah.
For his birthday.
Yeah.
And then at some point we see Calypso again as a lawyer, like an adult. And this, I truly don't know what happened, but like every scene that they have together, it could have been cut out of this movie, and nothing of consequence would have happened. Like the exact same plot.
She had to girl boss all over the movie, you know?
It was so weird too, because I kept thinking like, okay, she's gonna be useful at some point.
She was at the end.
I guess.
She did things.
She did.
Things
I
were
think she
done.
did a thing.
She girl bossed on that movie.
She sure did.
She saved his life.
But
According to Sage, that's not doing anything.
Apparently, I thought it was helpful.
I don't know if
He
died,
was like wigging out, and he was gonna die.
yeah,
She
if he
saved him.
died and that's how the movie ended, I would have been like, you know what? I commend you for having the balls. You know you're not getting any more. Just kill him off.
They didn't know they weren't getting more until after the movie.
I know,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. That would have
They
been funny.
brought him back just
Yeah.
to do that.
That would have been really funny.
Honestly, it'd be a power move.
right?
I guess.
Um,
I think Aaron Taylor Johnson would have cried though.
LOL.
It's his baby.
Not a very good baby.
I
yes.
mean,
Only
not like
only a baby a mother could
was
love.
this
It's
like
not
was
like
this
he
like a
made
passion project?
No,
for
I don't
him?
think he made
No.
it. I think he just like really wanted it to work out.
He just
like,
wanted to be hot
I mean, he always is hot.
and like,
but, like
flex on people and be like, look at my.
I just
rippling
think
abs.
he worked really hard doing it.
That's valid.
But I don't think he. I mean, maybe he had the producer rights or anything. I don't know. But I
I
just
don't
think
know.
he worked really.
But yeah,
hard
and
on
then
it.
the rhino comes and he acts creepy for a while.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
because
he kidnaps the brother.
He was on the
yeah,
safari
basically
thing,
Russell
and-
Crowe was like, "You're a little bitch, and you're gonna stay being a little bitch." And the
He's like,
rhino,
"No, I won't."
Yeah, he took that really
Yeah.
personally. So he's like, "Yeah, I went to this doctor who has like experimental shit, and he beefed me up real good."
Well, that's the other thing is like the rhino is fucked up because he's do you know?
He's just a guy in a suit.
But he's supposed to be stuck in the suit forever. He's not supposed to
think-
be able to change back and forth.
I think that's dependent.
Okay, is it?
I think.
I'm
Well,
pretty
so-
sure he's supposed to be.
What's
stuck.
weird though in this movie is the rhino explicitly says that like
If that's the right villain I'm thinking of, I think the rhino.
I thought the rhino was saying that it's like painful for him to
be in it.
Be
so
the
that's
rhino.
why he goes down.
Right, he goes into like human form and he
Yeah.
has his like weird
But he's supposed
anti-rhinoing.
But he's supposed to just be a
IV.
dude like stuck in a suit.
Yeah,
Right.
apparently he is just stuck in a suit.
Yeah.
But then once he like IV drips himself so he can be the rhino, man doesn't have a single problem. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to hurt. You seem like you're acting perfectly fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they were not paying attention
No,
to
not
their
at all.
own lore
I'm
that
pretty
they
sure
wrote for this
I'm
because
pretty-
that's not the regular lore.
I'm pretty sure like this whole script was written on like a
napkin?
handful of Post-it notes.
To be fair, though, the other time we've ever seen the Rhino was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he also was just in a suit that he could get in and out of. So
It's true.
not like fucking up villains is again like
I guess.
I'm not going into this being like, how dare they fuck this up? It's
I
Sony.
just-
I'm expecting them to
don't
fuck
like
it up.
when the movie contradicts what it told me.
Oh, I mean,
guess.
well,
In
yeah,
the
sure.
context
True.
of the movie itself.
Yeah.
Sure.
So don't tell me Kraven is an animal lover and wants to protect animals and hunt poachers, and then at the end of the movie be like, oh, this lion head mane that I disdained my whole life, I will wear this nice vest made out of it.
Yeah.
Look how good I look.
I was gonna say, I mean, did you see how good he looked?
Yeah, he looked great, but it makes no sense.
But he
Because-
in the
didn't
context of
he
what the
didn't
entire
commit
movie
any
told
of
me,
he didn't commit any of the acts involved in that. So it's you know.
Oh,
it
so he
happens
gets a
anyway.
pass?
I don't think so.
Like, I
think
don't think he's
Yeah.
semantic like that. I
no.
think
I'm just
he's
saying, you know, the
anti-
lion was already dead. Now he
No.
has it. It'd be rude to not use the remains. So if it's gonna make him look hot, might as well just work it. You know.
It just
Yeah,
makes,
because they were like, well, we didn't use his, his, what's it called? His like classic look
Right.
the entire movie.
Right.
We got to do this nod at the end,
Right.
even though it
It makes
contradicts
no sense,
literally
yeah.
everything. But sure,
Yeah.
here it is. Here's this. You guys could jerk off right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm just saying, you know, you find this thing that makes you look unbelievably like the sexiest you have ever looked, and it's only it kind of goes against what you believe.
I don't
in.
know. I felt like he looked hotter in like the button-down shirt when it got all like wet and it was just
No.
to him. You know.
It just depends.
Yeah, I guess different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So then the rhino kidnaps the brother, and he's doing some yapping, and then
He did so much.
he
Yapping.
did a lot of yapping. And then there's like a chase scene through the city.
Oh my
That's
God, that
one of
was
the fights Mike liked.
So long.
It was really long. I felt that too. I was like, wow, this is an
It was
extended ass
extended.
fight.
It was
exceedingly
way too
long.
long.
I was like,
And
wow.
he was so barefoot.
padding out the
Yeah, but that's
runtime.
fine. He has superpowers.
I know, but I just like
I also was
like,
very
how did they
aware of how barefoot he was.
How did they film this? He is so barefoot.
I'm pretty sure it's a replacement.
A replacement foot?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, like they it's probably that they have some kind of shoe or something that looks like a foot, and then they
CG it.
digital it to make it look
Oh.
real.
I guess that makes
It-
sense. They
it-
make toe shoes, so
Yeah.
Like,
that could be in the realm
I'm
of
pretty
possibility.
sure that's how they do those. They're not just gonna have people running around the street.
Well, that's
no
that's what I was
shoes.
wondering. And I was just like, he's so fucking barefoot, and it was so long.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I don't know that for a fact, but I would say that's like an 90%
I would
certainty
hope
that that's
for
a thing.
his
Right.
feet to not be fucked up forever for this
role.
this movie
Yeah,
that did
no,
fucking
I,
nothing.
I would
like,
say it's more than likely a thing that exists.
I hope they
guess,
protected.
you
I
know.
his
feel like that
feet.
would make sense because toe shoes already exist. So to make them flesh colored, I feel like is not particularly difficult. But yeah. So he kidnaps the brother, and then Kraven is mad, so he meets up with Calypso. Which also makes no sense because Kraven's like, I'm the world's greatest tracker. I can hunt down
And then-
anybody. And then
yes,
he goes to Calypso
yes,
and is
yep.
like, hey, lady who gave me
Yep.
mystical, magical elixir.
Yeah, and he can't do it
I
himself,
haven't
yeah.
seen you in roughly 20 years, but I still have this tarot card. So, like, here you go.
Yeah.
And I'm
But I
gonna
can't
need,
find my own brother.
and I'm going to need your assistance.
Yeah.
And she's like, sure, why not? I'll
Yeah.
get right to it.
And the fact that she just knows anyone and everyone, and then
Doesn't
she can
make
do
sense
it, and
'cause
she
she's
can just
some
girl boss
random,
all over that
random
movie.
corporate lawyer.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Like, why do you have these
they
skills?
wrote it just. It is literally two girl boss all over the movie. I hate when they do
Yeah.
that. Like they are writing it just because they think that that's what people want, and
Yeah.
it's like.
No.
No, nobody cares. That movement was how many years ago? Like, stop doing this. Stop writing that into it. Nobody likes it. It's stupid.
It's not even that. It's
you
just
could write actual powerful women that it like makes sense,
right.
And like they actually
and
do
have
something.
Actual presence in the movie,
Yes.
and a purpose.
Not just writing dumbass shit that doesn't make fucking sense just because she is a woman.
She's basically like a reduced assistant for Kraven.
No, that's so stupid.
Like, I don't understand it.
Oh.
But anyway, so she's like, yeah, I'll help you find this man. And he's like, okay, great. And then he goes and fucks off and does something else. And he takes her to his, like, home in the safari. And she's like, wow, this is so beautiful and nice. And he's like, yeah, nobody's ever going to find it, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how did you obtain this real estate, sir? Like, yes.
They do wear shoes. They're like special shoes for
like
barefoot scenes.
Toe shoes, right?
Essentially, it's just with really thin soles, and it looks clear.
Yeah, so he takes her to the sanctuary, his like house. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like, I couldn't tell what their relationship was supposed to be. I'm like, are they flirting? Are they just being like business partners?
I don't know.
Because you're being extremely unclear, and every other scene where Calypso's on the screen, it's a wide shot because you had to put so much ADR in that you couldn't have any close-ups of this woman. Like, I just don't get it.
I don't know what they like wanted to do with any of this movie, to be honest. Like, I don't know what their goals were. Would it not
have been actually more like financially beneficial to just scrap it?
I don't know.
Than to go through all this trial and tribulation to make like $5 off this movie. Like,
how much did they make off this movie?
I don't know. I don't think they made anything.
I think it made even less than Madam Web.
Well,
no
I mean,
way.
To be fair, it was after 2 other movies that were absolutely
garbage.
Abysmal, so.
Garbage. Yikes is right.
I liked it better than I liked Madam Web.
I mean, I think it's the best of them. So, Kraven grossed $61.8 million,
which their budget was.
$120 million.
Oh, ouch. Oh.
So.
And you have to make 2.5 to break even.
Yeah.
And that budget's probably not even including marketing.
Usually not.
Yeah. And usually
marketing's usually like about the exact same cost.
Yeah, usually most like major studios spend like $100 million on marketing.
Oh my god.
So not even close.
And he went on like a major press tour for this.
He did. He was everywhere.
So I don't know how much like that cost it, because they don't even all the time like do that.
Yeah, because didn't like for Morbius they didn't really have a press tour.
Yeah, I mean for most movies I don't really remember
for
like them doing like a major press tour.
I mean they kind of
like
did one with Madam Web.
Yeah, really? I don't remember that.
Where like Dakota Johnson was being interviewed for it like basically on every talk show she went on.
Really?
Yeah. And same with Sydney Sweeney.
Maybe it just didn't come up for like 4
Well, I
minutes.
mean, to be honest, Dakota Johnson's interview for her interviews for that movie was her just being like, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It was awesome.
It was so great.
It was so great.
Like the interviewers would be like, oh, are you so excited to be like part of the Marvel family now? Like, blah, 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 this, that, the other stuff. Like how many Marvel movies have you seen? Like, what's your knowledge? She's like, I think I've watched about 15 minutes of one Marvel movie in my entire life.
How would you admit that? Just lie.
Girl does not give a single shit.
Nobody gave a fuck. Why? Nobody gave a fuck.
Wow.
Girl does not give a single shit. It's actually so funny.
Oh
they asked her if she knew what like the Tom Holland trilogy Spider-Man movies were called, and she was like, sure, of course. And they're like, all right, what are they called? She's like, Spider-Man?
Realistically, it's not inaccurate.
Yeah.
They don't really have a name, a trilogy name.
No, what each movie is titled.
Oh, okay.
Not like what you would consider the trilogy.
Like, I mean, it's not.
Still not inaccurate.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, it's not bad for like them to say that and for her to be like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, for her not seeing anything and her being like, I've seen 15 minutes. Like, I'm sure she was like, I do know the answer to this one, you know? Like,
yeah, it's called Spider-Man.
Yeah, good for her.
But anyway, Yeah, so then after their like weird flirtation, not flirtation, Calypso's like, "Oh, I found him, even though you're the world's greatest tracker. So what purpose do I serve anyway?" And then they go and fight in the safari in some extremely bad CG. Like these people, they put a still image of them in this video file, and they were like, "That looks good."
What's the guy's name? The
villain?
The one who was tracking him.
Who's
Rhino?
No, the one who like slows things down.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
Oh,
Hold
with
on.
like the dart. What the
Foreigner.
fuck was his name?
That's his name?
Yeah.
Sure.
Christopher Abbott.
Yeah.
That's the actor.
Yeah.
But the character is the foreigner.
Yeah.
I thought his powers were cool.
Yeah, he seemed fucking broken. Like overpowered.
Yeah.
Like, because
I kind of
what the fuck are you supposed to do with that?
I actually felt like I liked him more than anybody else because it was very like cool and suave.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this movie not about you?
You're like, take over the movie.
Take over the movie.
Because he absolutely was going to kill Kraven.
Yeah.
Had she not stepped in.
Right. What did
So-
she even do?
I think
She had some like crossbow action
shot
or
him?
something.
Yeah. I think she.
That was the one useful thing she did.
Yeah.
Crossbow action.
Yeah.
She saved his life.
And they have the gall to put her in this like
Gall.
hero suit almost of like the black like mock turtleneck tank top and like the pants and like she's gonna fight and be helpful at all.
She
And
was helpful. Stop
girl
saying that she was
fucks
not.
off from the fight for like 20 minutes of the fight.
She's a lawyer. Like,
So why the fuck is she here?
I don't know
What
what
purpose
purpose
does she
I
serve?
didn't write it. I don't know.
Like,
But stop saying she wasn't helpful. She was.
honestly, she shouldn't have even been there. Like he could
He
have
would've
gotten,
died.
He could have had his ass handed to him by the foreigner, and I would have been like, you know what? That's
Yeah,
ballsy.
you're like, that's my foreigner.
That's ballsy. That's risky. Like we
Yeah.
love to see it.
Yeah.
That's subverting expectations.
And you want to end this?
I'm just saying, like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So then basically, like, he fights the rhino, and then the rhino.
Wait, did we skip the part when the rhino yells randomly into
we
a
did.
sink?
We did. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
skip that. We did skip that.
You can't skip that part. That was the most meaningful part of the movie.
Yeah.
When that fucking like that had to be an outtake that they were like, we're fucking putting that in. We're keeping this entire movie just for that. Like, we're not scrapping it.
I know. I was like, that couldn't have been.
That couldn't have been directed. Like,
No.
there's no way they told him to do that. That had to have been the actor. Like,
Stand in the frame. Yeah, right there. Okay, now scream into the sink.
but like, it's not even. He's like, instead of it coming out, he's like screaming in. Like, yeah, like. I was like, what is happening?
It's the rhino trying to come out of him.
I don't know. He's trying to keep the rhino in.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. But
It is the most random part of the entire movie.
It's the best part of the entire movie.
But yeah, and then they fight, and then I think the rhino dies. Right?
Sure.
Does he die?
I mean, he
I
stabs
think
him in
so.
the hole, so
Oh, he
Yeah.
does stab him in the hole.
Yeah.
in the
But yeah.
medical hole.
So, yeah. So I'm pretty sure the rhino dies, and then I don't know what happened to Calypso. She fucks off. And then it cuts again to, like, them at the bar or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the brother's like, I'm the chameleon now.
Yeah, because I assume they probably wanted to make his movie next.
Right.
No, that would not make a chameleon movie. I think it was gonna be he would be the villain of Kraven 2.
Oh, yeah?
Not gonna make a chameleon movie.
don't fucking
He was
know.
very clearly a villain.
I don't know.
But seemed like a little bitch
Craven's
to
a
me.
villain, so, like, why couldn't
But Kraven's not a villain in this one.
He was on the road to it.
Kraven was on the road to being a villain?
He had his classic. You don't think that's where they would have gone?
No, I think the next movie would have still been
No,
him
because
being a good person.
That
but
still
but
wouldn't. That would make actually even less sense.
I don't know.
That in movie 2 they would be like, okay,
I just assumed this whole road was just him slowly becoming
villainous.
who he's supposed to fucking be.
No, because why would
I assume
okay,
they
well,
wanted
okay.
to get him to the road of actually being Spider-Man's fucking villain.
Yes.
That's what I assumed they wanted to do.
That is what they are trying to do.
Yeah.
But the movie, besides giving him the jacket, gives you no indication that that's
But
what's happening.
That's what I
Except
assumed
when
the
he
next
trips-
one would have.
except when he trips balls and he has like the spiders falling scene, which
Yeah.
I'm like, is that supposed to be the Spider-Man connection? Like, is that why he hates Spider-Man
I
because
never
he's
thought about
afraid of
that.
spiders?
I think that
Is-
did not even like
he
occur
has such
to me.
intense arachnophobia. He's like, that man, he's dressed like a
I
spider.
think it's just because
I gotta get his
Spider-Man is so
ass.
pow
Yeah, no, originally it's just because
Right, that makes sense. But I'm saying in the
Yeah.
context of this movie,
why they made it
It-
that
why-
his
why did we
intense
give
fear.
that? Why
that
did
can
we
make
have that
sense. I didn't
scene?
even connect that, but that's
that's what I was thinking because I was like,
Sure.
that's goofy
a
as
nod
shit.
to
Why
it.
not?
That's goofy
I
as
guess
shit.
maybe.
But yeah. But imagine in Kraven 2, they're like, okay, now that he went through all this. Well, in movie 2, they're like, after all that happened in movie 1, and now that his brother decides to be a villain, Kraven's like, no, I can't protect animals anymore. I must hunt the animals because my brother has become an animal, or something stupid like that. You know,
I don't,
like,
I
is
literally-
that what they were going for?
I don't know, but he's literally a villain. Like, I don't know what they were gonna do
no,
because
he's-
that's what they have to do. He's a villain. Like,
Yeah.
But so is like. So is Morbius, and Morbius
I
is
never
the villain.
saw that one. I don't know.
And so is was Venom originally. They just made him a good guy, or a lethal protector, whatever the fuck.
He's like,
Like,
Eddie Brock tries his best to keep him like.
they should just made it Age of Venom. Fucking hate Eddie Brock anyway.
I just don't like, especially with Morbius, I feel like I truly can't tell which I think is worse between Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven.
I still think those are way worse.
I think
I haven't seen Morbius. I saw the
Kraven
other
for
one,
me
so.
has the most jarring technical issues, which really piss me off.
I see.
I really
you
didn't
said
like
that.
the Madam Web plot.
I
though.
still
Madam-
think the ADR of Madam Web, technical problems of Madam Web far outweigh the entirety of because they ADR'd an entire character the whole movie.
I would rather they ADR one guy to fix him than every other character and every other scene in the movie being a wide shot because we can't have any close-ups because you have to change what they're saying. Or you still do the close-up and it's so obvious that their mouth does not match a single word.
Yeah, but I still
that
think it's
happened
worse
with
in
the
Madam.
villain.
I still think it's
With-
worse in Madam Web.
In Madam Web.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think it's worse in
But
Madam
I'm saying
Web.
Oh, okay.
in Madam Web, it was the one guy.
Yeah.
In Kraven, it's every other character.
I still think it's
I didn't
worse in
notice it
Madam
that
Web.
much.
Oh, I noticed it constantly.
Really?
Because they
I guess
kept
I didn't pay
having
attention
scenes-
that hard.
They kept having scenes where it would start close up, like
Mm-hmm.
shot, reverse shot, intimate conversation. The scene would start, they'd start talking, and then for no reason, wide shot. So you can't see their faces really,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still talking, but you can tell that's not what they're saying. And then they would have a line, like that would go on for a while. And then they'd cut back to close up for like one person though, to be like, okay, these were the lines that we originally had and we kept them. And then back to the wide for the other person because they changed their lines. I'm like, this is maddening. Why would you do this?
I don't know why it's like becoming weirdly apparent, like
that they're just not fucking trying.
Well, no, I mean not that. That's they weren't trying ever. But that like weirdly like a lot of people are. There's a lot of movies popping up with like terrible ADR recently. Like the new movie Love Hurts, the Ki Kwan, Valentine's movie. I mean, there's a lot of problems with that movie. But one of the characters also just obviously ADR'd for a lot of their
because
dialogue.
they just don't want to pay the actor to like come back, refilm. Like
Yeah,
they
but
just don't care.
Stop changing the script. Like I just, it's just because it's. I mean, I assume it's just because it's filmed by committee, like producers or
Right.
studio was like, hey, you got to change this, and it's like, so they have to do it,
Right.
Where normally they probably
It's not
wouldn't.
a clear-cut vision start to finish of like, it's not like the Dune movies, right? Where it's like, okay, this is exactly what we're doing. This is how we want it to look. And this is what we're going to do to get there.
I mean, it's easier if there's a book before.
What I no,
Hey,
but it
they
doesn't.
have source material
Yeah,
for all of these comic books.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, but I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing with it because as
they
this,
are. I think
they're
they
not
are
using
active-
it.
They're
But the
actively
point is
choosing
that
to
like
ignore
it's
it.
the
Yeah.
difference of like the director for Dune going, this is happening and you don't get a say.
Yeah.
Versus them being like, anyway, so change this. Hey, we already finished filming. Change it anyway. Because they don't have the.
And also, I think a big
it's
problem,
Disney, but based.
A big problem as well is like this. I think and Madam Web and Morbius, like the writers on it, all have like very very small amount of writing credits in general. So I'm like, why are you?
Someone's got to start somewhere.
I firmly agree. Someone has to start somewhere. But why, Sony, are you hiring writers who've written maybe like one TV episode and like a straight to DVD movie for your major blockbuster $100 million movie?
Probably because
why are you spending $5 on a writer and $100 million to produce this movie?
Because they don't care
to lose money. Like you're hemorrhaging money at this point. What this business model does not make sense. If you make quality products, you will make money.
Yeah, but why would they make quality products, Sage? We know that they don't. That Batman Beyond movie, scrapped. You know how much money that would have made?
I know.
Wile E. Coyote, the Coyote versus Acme thing?
Yeah.
That they scrapped for fucking tax refund?
Why make good stuff and like actually make money off of it when you could make bad stuff, not make money on it, and then have the bad press as well?
It seems like it's a great business plan to me. Clearly, because I keep doing it.
I'm just ready for it to like all implode.
Did you see that there was that Pharrell Williams documentary or not? No,
the biopic.
The Lego Movie was a documentary type thing. The one that was like a recreation of his life.
Right, the biopic.
Yeah, the biopic got totally scrapped.
Yep.
But this one was not for a tax write-off. It was they got in the editing room. Everyone was watching it. Went, this is not what we wanted. This is not going to work the way we wanted it to. Fuck it, we'll get rid of it. And they just fully scrapped it.
I feel like
after spending still like $100 million on it.
I feel like that's what Sony should have done with these movies. They should have gotten into that editing room and been like, this is obviously not going to work. Like, we have to take the L now so that we don't take the public humiliation later. Unless maybe.
But why don't they just go straight to DVD? Like,
maybe
why is that never an option anymore?
Because they spent too much. First of all, well, it would be straight to streaming, but streaming makes less money. So, like, because the problem with these movies is they would absolutely be straight to DVD movies.
Yeah.
But the DVD market doesn't exist anymore. And that's where you actually made a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Like, if DVD market was still a thing with the majority of the people in the world.
Right.
Absolutely. I think they would have been like, fuck it, let's not movie release this or very limited release DVD it. But you don't make money on DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't make any money really on streaming. So
don't they have to pay all the streaming platforms?
Yeah, like there's a lot of shit with streaming that like I don't even begin to understand, so I'm not gonna like try to, but it's straight to streaming is not as profitable as straight to DVD.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I think they have to pay them. So
yeah, like
that makes sense
and everybody makes like way less percentage and stuff like that.
But
so
that
like,
makes more sense to go straight to that instead of trying to put it in theaters and then going on a press tour.
I mean, sure, yeah, but
that they would have saved.
They would have
money.
probably saved a lot of money marketing wise, but they're still going to. They would have probably made even less money than the $61 million from the box office if they had done straight to streaming / straight to DVD.
Or
option.
or they could have made the exact same amount if double the people saw it on streaming. So like then it evens out. So what the hell do you?
Yeah.
But I guess technically you would have saved on the marketing. So
I feel like they could if they had done like a digital only marketing campaign, they could have saved a lot of money.
I mean, look, I think that movies are still reeling from the fact that the DVD marketplace has died,
right.
And they need to figure out how to subsidize that,
right?
And they just don't know how yet.
Well, it doesn't help that fucking movies cost a fucking $1 billion to go see them, and then that's they're upping
AMC's A-list price too.
Are they really?
Are
they gonna up Stubs?
So A-list is getting upped. I forget exactly what the base thing was, but I know that I want to say it was $23 or something like that a month, and it's going up to $25 or $26. But if you live in New York and California, it's going up to $28.
Wow.
Bastards.
So it's not even like you're going like, yeah, but I live in New York and I get to pay the same shit. Nope, it goes higher because it costs more in New York and California to go see movies.
That's so fucked.
Technically still, because of movie prices, if you go see 2 movies a month, I'd still pay it off.
Yeah.
Now they're also adding that you could see 4 movies a week, but also who is seeing 4 movies?
Yeah,
There's
how do
not
you
4
have
movies a
time?
week to see.
But also, like, who has the time to like do that? That's
like
crazy.
there's very few times that I use all 3.
Yeah.
But I
feel like you just have to repeat movies.
Yeah.
That's like, what's the point?
I think I would only stop using this though if it became, well, I don't know, because the whole point is, right, if it's $28 a month, I see 2 movies in that month, I still have net positived.
Yeah.
So in a month, I mean, there'd have to be a pretty big price increase for it to not seem worth it, I guess, because I think maybe
Can you
if
see IMAX movies with that?
Yeah, you can see any movie with it, except for like the special event things, like when Coraline was in theaters. I can't use it for that.
Oh, that's so.
Because technically it's like from a different group or something. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, but you can see any version of movies, IMAX or laser, or 3D or whatever the fuck.
That's good at least.
So like, again, it's still worth it as long as you see at least 2 movies a month.
Which that's not bad.
Yeah, and you get to see
And
once it updates, you get to see 4 a week.
Yeah.
So like, if you were somehow able to see 4 movies a week every week, you are still running away like a bandit with that.
Right.
So
yeah,
like,
I feel like they must know like who is watching.
Yeah,
going
I mean,
to the movie theater 4 times a
that
week.
that is
like,
what
it
it is.
doesn't
You're balancing the scale on
Right.
how many people will go do it versus how many people won't.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Very few people, I think, are like me, where I'm like, I need to make a precedent to at least see 2.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough movies that I would want to see for like me to do it. Versus there are some months, so then like
Yeah,
that would be
I mean,
worth it.
that's also another thing
That's
where
why I
like
do stubs.
they take they probably another balance of like the people that might, where there'll be a heavy month and people will go do a bunch and like but like there are people that lose out on the slower months that just like don't go.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's just a balancing act, and that's probably why they're also upping the price.
Right.
But also inflation might also just be that.
I
Who
know,
knows?
but like regular tickets are just so expensive that it's just so dumb.
$16 in New York. In the city, it's
And
even
then-
more.
But also like the fucking fees that if like you buy them like in the app.
Yeah.
or just
Thankfully,
online
A-list,
or
you don't
anything.
get the fees.
Well, that's good.
It's just the flat
But-
ticket price.
So if I do stubs, which they upped that I think last year, 2 years ago, I don't know. It used to be $6 to see a movie on Tuesdays, and then I went up to $7. And I'm not positive it's $8. I haven't seen a movie in a while, but so it's that, which is still so much cheaper. So like I try and go if I can, and if there's something I really want to see, but then it's like $250 with like the processing fees and everything, like extra. So it's like $9.50, which I'm still saving like $7 or $8 if it was to see it a different day. So it's still worth it. But if it's not like a super popular movie, if I go and buy the ticket in person, then I don't have to pay all that.
Right.
But it's like I can't guarantee
That
my
it's gonna be
spot.
empty.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it has to be a
I don't
movie
know, I
that's
would
been
just be
out a
checking.
while. That's what I do.
It is
I
the
just
one
keep making
difference now of
sure.
like when movie theaters swap to actually being able to have a dedicated seat, because it used to just be you bought a ticket, you just showed up.
Yeah.
So like, but now that there are dedicated seats, you're like in my mind, I'm like, why? Unless I'm already in the mall or something, but like usually I'm always buying tickets like way ahead of time because I'm like, I want a good seat.
I mean,
I was
makes
gonna say,
sense
I feel
because you
like
don't
there's
have to
been
pay the fee.
dedicated
that
seats
too.
for like a while now.
I think since COVID.
I feel like
No, I
even
think it's
longer.
Yeah?
been before. I want to say there were dedicated seats back when I was in Texas.
'Cause, like,
It has been a while, but
Yeah.
like there was a good
'Cause in
amount
the
of my
mall, they
life
have-
where it didn't.
Right. But I feel like the last time I went to see a movie and it wasn't specific seating, I feel like I was like 12.
No,
The
it hasn't been that.
I want to say it's been like 50-50.
Really? I feel like I haven't gone to a movie theater
because
where
Regal didn't have it for a while, and AMC did for like a long time, and that's why I didn't like going to Regal, because I like having a specific seat.
Right.
Because I like showing up I don't like watching previews.
Maybe
so
I'm
I like
thinking of
showing up.
AMC because they did have.
Yeah.
To be fair, 50-50, that's still like, if I round my age up, that's 14.
Right.
So
But I don't
not
think
super
it
off.
was definitely like after high school. Like I
Was
don't
it?
think it's that long.
Really?
It might depend on the theater as well, though.
I mean, you might be right. Look, my memory is terrible. So,
Yeah.
but like, I do remember a good substantial portion of my life just buying a ticket and
I
having to
feel like-
walk in and find a good spot.
I feel like commercial theaters, it's been dedicated seats for a long time, whereas like a local theater is usually just sit wherever,
Yeah.
no seating.
It might just depend on the theater itself, like before they implemented it at like all of them and stuff. Because this weekend I'm seeing Captain America
for
at,
like a chain.
Oh,
at
right, I
Regal.
forgot about that. Guess I gotta go do that.
And then, so I was actually surprised that it was, because I haven't gone to Regal in I don't know how many years, because I always go to AMC because I'm a Stubbs member. And I was surprised when Ryan sent me my ticket and it was a seat. I was like, oh, they implemented that. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
they've
I'm
had
sure
seats
that.
for
Yeah,
a
I was gonna
long
say,
time.
I'm sure it's been years.
Yeah.
I just haven't gone there in years.
Yeah.
But that was like the main reason I didn't like going there, is because I hated going in general and having to look for things. I think like the last movie I fucking saw there was either like Sausage Party, which I don't know who the fuck I saw that with, or like Suicide Squad with Justin. Like I don't know.
I just don't
barely
like
fucking
Regals
go
because I don't
there.
like their theater. They still have the old setup seats and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I like the big seats
Yeah.
that the AMC's instead of like the ones that are like squished together.
I do think
because
it's
they
wild
fit more
though,
people.
because like our AMC took down the fucking board for all the movies.
The board.
Yeah, like
Like-
the big board that used to show all the movies in the Times. They took it down
Why would they do that?
because I guess everybody just fucking looks on their phone or looks at the kiosks. So why bother?
I guess.
Oh,
But, like, it's-
I forgot
it's-
that was even there.
A
It's
show-
so weird.
It does seem weird that you wouldn't have any showtime.
Yeah,
when
like-
did they remove that?
Actually, I watched them do it. I was gonna go see a movie, and they were like taking
Oh.
it down. Like, it wasn't like I was going there to see it. I was
Yeah.
going to see a movie, and I was like, and then like there were like ladders and stuff, and
You
I
should
looked
have
up,
been
and I was
like,
like,
no, please.
no, I mean that was me internally. I was like,
You
because
should
it's
have
just
asked
weird.
if you could have it.
Yeah.
Honestly, but yeah, they just replaced it with like they put like a banner of some movie.
I was gonna say,
don't
I'm
know.
sure they just put whatever like
But
advertising.
like, I don't know. It feels weird. It's like it's
I
like
never look up there because I already have my ticket and I'm just walking in.
sometimes I used to look up there just because I was like, oh, what other movies are out?
Right.
Like-
I think I
same.
would look up there if like there was a long line to
Yeah, like and like
you
so just to
know.
like look at other stuff. 'Cause,
Yeah.
especially.
But I
Sometimes when I
forgot-
decided to movie hop, that's also how I would decide if I
Oh.
wanted to go. But
Right.
like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like I feel like it's the same amount of weird, at least to me. Whereas like if you were going to Penn Station or
And they
Secaucus
just
or something,
didn't
and they didn't have the
you
overboard
have to look at
because you
your
could just look at your phone. Like I feel like it'd be
Yeah.
the same amount of like
Yeah.
it just seems
would
like you
be
should
wrong.
keep it there.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
right.
Yeah, no, I feel.
So yeah.
Especially because
It would be like a marquee with nothing written on it.
Because like,
Yeah,
there's
it just
also
seems
like
odd.
older people who don't have smartphones. So
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, but then technically they could just go to the kiosk.
but they've removed most of the kiosks outside.
did do
There's
that,
like
yeah.
one. Like
Well, there's the
there
there's
used to
the
be,
two
like, three.
outside, and then there's the
I
ones
was
that
gonna
are
say,
at the
don't they have
desks.
ones
Oh,
inside
oh,
now?
Yeah, they have the
I didn't realize they moved it.
four
Because
at
they used
5
to-
at the desks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I guess
you're-
they just moved them because
Well,
I thought there
they
was only
used to
one
have the
outside.
desks with actual people being like, "What tickets do you
Now there's
want?"
only
And
one
now
person.
the
Did
desks
they
are just
fire all them?
probably.
Wow.
There's only
'Cause
one
it-
person there now that stands
Yeah,
there to
I-
scan shit.
Yeah, I feel like there's
Oh.
one person there to scan your shit, and then they have like one person doing like the popcorn and the beverages.
Wow, what are teenagers gonna do for a job now? That's crazy.
You still kind of go. Do you not,
Not
notice
that
this?
often. No. Like you don't
But
realize
also,
when
but-
I go in public, like I'm just like, and I just like don't look, and I just get where I need to be.
You just walk at the
like,
telephone poles at all times. Like,
I am trying not to be perceived. I'm not perceiving anyone. Like I'm just.
You're like, I'm not here. I'm just
Yes,
trying to
like
get to
don't
see my-
mind me.
I
like
just want
I'm
to go to my
just-
movie.
Exactly,
That's it. Don't want
correct.
to talk.
Yeah, especially if I have to go. If I'm going to a movie by myself.
I
like,
was
I'm
just gonna
like-
ask, do you go by yourself?
Yeah, like not always, but a lot of the times
it's
there'll
nice
be
sometimes.
there'll be movies that like usually it's if I'm asking like Ryan to see one with me, and there's movies that he doesn't want to see, so I'll just go by myself. And so
A
I
solo
just, like,
movie.
Don't.
Fuck it.
I don't think I've ever soloed a movie.
Really?
Really?
It's honestly kind of nice. It's like the same thing
I
of
don't
like
think
going.
it's nice, but if I want to see a
I was
movie,
gonna say,
I'll
I don't
just
really
go.
solo anything though.
I hate being alone. I don't
Yeah.
even like going to the grocery store alone.
Well, look. I hate being alone, but like it's to me, and Kieran also frames it this way, which is like sometimes it's like a nice like self date. You know, like you go or like you've never
I
gone to
hate
like
it.
anywhere to get food by yourself.
No.
No.
All right, well, whatever. Like sometimes it's just
I'm
nice
gonna
to.
sit down at a restaurant
Yeah,
by
no.
myself.
No. Anytime I see
Signal to the world
Yeah.
that I'm alone.
Correct. Exactly why I'm just like,
So
I
I
hope
can be
nobody,
judged?
I hope nobody
You are married.
sees
You
me.
think someone's gonna be like, "Oh God, they're fucking like"? Who cares?
I know that's irrational in my brain.
I'm so glad you say that
Yes,
because that's
but
exactly
I-
how I feel.
the-
I know it's irrational, but it's just
the
how I
idea
feel.
of
As
going
being
to-
someone that was a server, I don't give a fuck about any of the people at the table.
idea of going to a movie by myself,
yeah.
terrifying.
I will
Terrifying.
only do it if I am desperate.
Right, it's
to
something
see.
you must.
Yes,
like,
like
I
I
feel like-
really
I
want to
feel
see
like
it. I've
there's-
seen like 3 alone.
No,
Like,
100%. I'll go see a movie.
I feel
alone.
like this sounds like I'm going like every week. Like
That's why I was so shocked. I'm like, damn, you are braver than me.
because I work late on Tuesdays anyway,
Right.
so like I don't get to see many movies in the first place. Like I think I saw the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, the My Hero movie, the last one that just came out, and there was one other movie that I saw, and like those are the only ones that I've
Right.
seen solo. So like not many,
Yeah.
but like I have gone by myself. I guess I think something else. I can't think of. It's not like important. But I hate it. Like there's no self date. There's no like
Yeah.
ooh.
It's
I'm so
it's
happy
fine.
to be
It's
here
so
by
whatever.
myself.
Well, it's not even
No.
like it's just like a. I don't think about it. I'm just like, fuck it. I want to go see this movie. No one's free. I'm gonna go see it.
No,
If
I'm
I'm
like I
going
hope
to-
nobody is here. When I went to see the My Hero movie, there was nobody there.
No,
And
but,
I was
like,
just
That
like-
sounds nice.
Yeah, I was
Well, I
the
mean, look,
only
theater-
person in
that
the theater,
sounds nice.
and
Solo
I was,
theaters
I
are
was
always
just like,
nice to
let's
begin with,
go.
but,
I
like-
was just like, no one will perceive me and my loneliness.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Do we want to possibly, perchance, attempt a special episode of the Captain America movie?
I have to go see it, but sure.
Okay.
Could you see it in semi soon
I don't know. I guess
to like
so.
do like the special one?
If I have to see it by myself, no.
I mean, do you have plans this weekend? We could just probably try to line up a movie time.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right, but yeah, we could do one more.
Yeah, no, that would be cute.
Yeah. But I forgot that movie was coming out this week. There's like 3 movies out currently that I kind of want to try to get around to seeing. Companion is apparently pretty good. The one with Jack Quaid.
I heard that was interesting.
Honestly,
is that in theaters? Because
yeah.
I for some reason I thought it was
is
like
that
a
the sex robot one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, like
Honest.
it's good. Like all the reviews I've been seeing and people that like I usually follow, they're all like, yeah, it's pretty solid, surprisingly. And then I don't know. I think there's like 2 more that I am currently forgetting about that I was like, oh yeah, I'd go see this if like I have the time. Love Hurts was one of those where I was like, fuck it, I'll go see it because it's by the same people that did like that do like the John Wick movies, kind of their production company, which is why like the action at least was pretty good,
Right.
but
That makes sense.
everything else wasn't.
Based off of just like what I saw in the trailers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Hard Eyes was the other.
What's that?
The like horror movie about like a serial killer for Valentine's Day.
Oh, I think I saw
Okay.
not a trailer, but I saw something about that.
Yeah, that and Companion are 2 movies that I've been trying to go to see, and then I guess also Captain America, which I fucking forgot about.
Isn't
I just finished watching the show. What the fuck is it called?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
There we go.
Which I think is funny because he's also Captain America on that, but I guess technically he doesn't have like the title. But
doesn't he get
Yeah.
it at like the end?
he
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
like I guess he gave it up at the beginning, so
Yeah.
Because he was like, no, I can't have it.
which I thought was kind of stupid.
Because I heard you have to watch it for the
Oh,
movie.
for this
I mean,
movie?
that's probably true.
I don't know if it's true. I'll let you know because I've been led astray before.
It's probably true.
It
'cause
happens.
the,
I feel like it would make sense to.
But it was
At
only
least
6
for-
episodes. It was.
Yeah, I mean, it's
this one was
easy.
easy. It wasn't
Yeah.
like my
Are we
last
gonna,
feat.
are we
that
gonna
I
have the
had to
hand
do.
back at it again? Is that what they were called?
No, that they were the like peace group. They weren't called the Hand.
Oh,
They just had the red-
Flag Smashers.
Flag
Flag
Smashers.
Smashers,
That's
thank
what it was.
you.
Yeah, I was like, no, the
I
Hand
just-
is Daredevil.
No, I know the hand is Daredevil, but I remember the thing was like the red hand
Yes.
print.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought they were.
Yeah,
called
no,
that.
because Torres is in the Captain America movie.
Yeah,
So.
but they didn't have that happened. That wasn't in the show. That he became the new one.
No, but Torres is in. Well, Torres is in the show, and then he gives him the suit. He gives him the wings.
He does not give them to him in the sense of
He drops the bag with him, doesn't he?
yeah, but he doesn't do it in like here become something.
Take the mantle.
He's like
kind of
this
vibe.
shit. Yeah, this shit's broken. Keep it. That's
Right.
what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially him going, if you fix it, it's yours.
Right, but
I
he's-
did
but he's
not take
but
it
he's not
that way
passing
at
off
all.
the mantle of like, you now fill this spot.
Yeah, like
Well, yeah, because
I
the-
took
It's
it
not
as
like
this
Tony
shit's
Stark
broken
and Spider-Man
I
and
do
him
not
being like,
want
you're
this.
now an
No,
Avenger.
see, the way I took it was him going, it's broken. If you fix it, that's on you to
No.
take up the mantle.
They
He's
should've-
not passing it to
They
him.
should have worded that way different if that's how they wanted it to be.
The way I remember
he
it
was
is
like,
that
this
he.
shit's broken. I don't want it
No,
anymore.
literally, because he was like, "Wait, what about your thing?" And he's just like, "Nah,
I'm good."
The way I
Because
remember
he's
it
like, I'm not
is-
taking that with me. It's fucking broken. I
Right,
don't
right.
want them. Like
I don't
they
know,
should have worded that so differently if that's how it was like supposed.
The way I
to
remember
be.
it is him not like wanting to force the role upon him. It's, hey, if you fix it, then the role's yours if you want it.
No, they should have.
That's how I remember it kind of being.
No, they should have. Does it like had Ryan not told me that is what happened, I would have never ever like known that.
Well, it's also in the comics, Torres doesn't use the wings. He's a fucking actual bird guy. So
Well,
he's actually a half bird man person
An
thing.
actual
oh,
bird guy.
like mutated.
Yeah. He's not a mutant, but he was like scientifically experimented on.
Sounds pretty mutated to me.
He means he's not like X.
Yeah, but he's not like an X.
Yes.
And
So,
also
like,
a Falcon.
That is a
Yeah.
mutation.
And also Falcon
yes,
can
no, I get it.
Falcon telepathically can communicate with birds.
Good for him.
Red Wing is an actual falcon that he can talk to.
All right. Well,
What's that other Marvel movie coming out?
there's like 3
no,
that are gonna come
I know,
out.
but
Which
with
one?
like the Thunderbolts. Is that
yeah,
what it's called?
Yep.
Isn't that coming out like right now too?
No.
Not right now, but it's
Oh.
End of the
soonish.
year?
If only it was, not desaturated to fuck.
I don't know why I thought it was coming out like right now too. Because I'm like, why would they be
I don't
releasing
have-
2 major movies like back to back
I don't
essentially?
have a date.
May 2nd.
May. I didn't think
Oh,
it was
okay.
that quickly.
Okay, that's not so. I don't know.
I am very disturbed that fucking John Walker's on that team. Thought he
Why?
was gonna go the fuck away.
Why?
I don't like him because I don't like him.
But he's U.S. agent. That's his whole deal.
Well, doesn't mean I like him. Like I thought he was gonna go the fuck away.
Wait, the faux Captain America
yes,
guy?
he fucking bludgeoned a man on that set.
Yeah.
Like I thought he.
That's why he
Alright.
becomes U.S. agent.
But I thought he was gonna go away. Like I thought it was.
I
No,
also,
he saves the day at the end.
I also
Please.
don't like him.
Please, get him the fuck
He
away
seems
from
like
me.
kind of a prick.
He is.
Maybe
That's
the movie,
U.S.
maybe
agent's
the-
whole thing is
maybe
he's a
the
dick.
movie is
not.
he's like, I'm
It's-
gonna redeem myself, and
What-
then he fucks up and they
No,
get his
the-
ass.
What I heard about this is basically like their Suicide Squad.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's essentially what the Thunderbolts
Yes,
in the
Same
comics.
quality.
The
Yes.
Thunderbolts in the comics were
Yes.
like literally the Avengers were
Bucky's in it, and I'm like, don't do this to him.
Yeah.
like in the comics. The whole original point was that like the Avengers were busy at the time or disbanded or some
Avengers are
shit.
busy
Busy.
sending
Or
the
yeah,
Suicide Squad.
or they were like disbanded or something, and so the government made a team and like marketed them as like a hero team, and then it was actually that they weren't heroes; they were doing jobs for the government on like the shady side.
Right.
But they were marketing them as heroes to like build them up,
Right.
so that way people wouldn't think that they were like
Shady.
yeah. So, but clearly they're not doing that; they're just
Making them heroes.
Yeah, they're no. Well, no, I was gonna say
No.
they're all seem
Oh.
to be
Shady.
the yeah
Oh.
because they're working for the whatever the fuck her name is.
was. She
The
was annoying
countess,
too.
the countess,
Who's that?
the
She-
person that hired that.
She was at the. Do you see Black Widow?
Yeah.
She was at the end talking to the sister.
Yeah, she talks to
Saying-
Yelena.
Basically, I'm putting a team together.
Wait, what's
That
her
one?
name?
It's Countessa or Countess. or
No,
some
the
shit.
actress.
Oh,
Dreyfus.
Florence Pugh.
No.
Oh,
Anthony. Who? Seinfeld. The lady. Curly hair. Yes, thank you. Isn't that her?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that her?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's her.
Now that you said that,
I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I'm 99%
Yeah.
sure that that's who that is. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's her.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was her.
I didn't realize that until you said that right then. I'm like, yeah.
I noticed it
that
right
is-
away. I was
that
like,
is-
"Damn, girl, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Good for her. She's making some bank. Good for her. Didn't realize that was her at all.
Yeah.
Her hair was all straight. I didn't like it without the fro going on. I wasn't recognizing
Her
it.
hair was straight. It's a completely different person.
Men.
Her hair was straight, and it was
Men.
30 years difference between one and the other.
Her face,
She looks great.
she looks great.
Yeah,
Literally,
what are you talking about?
minus the straight
I'm
hair,
not-
she looks
it was
basically the
nothing-
same.
I can't believe him.
It was nothing about her looks, and also
I'm telling her.
I never really watched Seinfeld, so like I just
didn't
know her by
either.
I just but what I mean is like I like
You
The
only
way
know her
he's
by that
scrambling
look.
as if
yeah,
she's
I
gonna
only
hear
know
this
her
and she's
by
gonna
that
know.
look.
Yeah.
So when she showed up in not that look.
You're like, who is this
All right,
completely
wrap
different
this shit up.
person?
Wrap it up. We got D&D. We gotta go.
All right. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching this week's episode of the Vaguely Animated Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out Cat at the Minister on Twitch. You have 1 week to watch Free Run Beyond Journey's End. It's 28 episodes, so you know if you hadn't started it, good luck with that.
Get to it.
I started it.
I also started it.
You didn't
I
finish
just
it.
didn't
I'm
finish
like
it.
halfway.
And we were both
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah, well,
You're rushing us.
I didn't realize I was.
No.
But yeah,
we're
so
still on time.
technically that's true. Anyway, yeah, so get on that. Maybe we'll have a special episode out way before this ever airs. 5 weeks before this airs.
Yeah.
So hey, if you did, go back and check that out.
Yeah.
If it exists. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for Anime Club.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.